We think we know them. We picture the roaring crowds of the Colosseum, the blinding sun, the clash of steel. We view the gladiators as the ultimate athletes of the ancient world, sports stars born from Roman decadence. But history has a way of hiding the truth in plain sight. Before the emperors, before the grand amphitheaters, and before the concept of blood sport, there was only a funeral. The year is 264 BC. A powerful Roman aristocrat has died. But his family does not just weep. They believe that a great man's spirit cannot safely cross into the underworld unless it is fueled by the vital energy of the living. They call it a munus, a funeral gift. 2 slaves are forced to fight to the death over the dead man's tomb. This was not entertainment. It was a ritualized human sacrifice. This is the dark, forgotten womb that birthed the gladiators. To understand how human sacrifice evolved into a multi-million-dollar empire, we must look at who the Romans were before they conquered the world. They did not invent the gladiatorial combat. They stole it. Historians believe the practice originated with the Etruscans or the Campanians, Rome's neighbors to the south. In these ancient cultures, shedding human blood at a gravesite was considered a religious obligation. The blood of the living literally nourished the souls of the dead. When Rome adopted the practice, they called these funeral combats munera. At first they were modest, 3 pairs of slaves fighting at the funeral of Brutus Pera in 264 BC. But the Romans possessed a fatal flaw. They were addicted to competition. If 3 pairs of fighters brought honor to a dead father, what would 20 pairs do? What would 100 do? Slowly, the religious piety began to rot. Aristocrats realized that the larger and bloodier their father's funeral was, the more the public loved the family. The dead were no longer being honored. The living were being promoted. As the Roman Republic expanded, swallowing up kingdoms across the Mediterranean, the nature of the gladiator shifted drastically. They ceased to be mere slaves. They became living war trophies. When Rome crushed an enemy nation, they did not just take their land, they took their martial identity. The earliest classes of gladiators were named directly after Rome's conquered enemies. The Samnite, with his heavy square shield. The Thracian, wielding a curved Sicca blade. The Gaul, fighting with a heavy broadsword. By forcing these prisoners to fight in their native gear, Roman politicians were staging mini reenactments of Rome's military victories right in the public forums. Every time a Thracian gladiator was cut down, the Roman crowd got to relive the conquest of Thrace. It was a psychological masterpiece of propaganda, the theater of absolute dominance. By the 1st century BC, the demand for these spectacles had grown too massive for casual funeral planning. Gladiatorial combat became a highly organized, highly lucrative industry. Enter the Lanista, the broker of human flesh. The Lanista was hated by Roman society, viewed on the same moral level as a pimp. Yet they were incredibly wealthy. They built the Ludus, private gladiator schools that operated part training camp, part maximum security prison. In these schools, a brutal paradox was born. The gladiators were systematically broken, stripped of their names, and legally classified as infamia, men with fewer rights than a farm animal. Yet, they were fed a specialized, high-carb diet of barley and beans to build a thick layer of protective fat. They were given the finest medical care in the ancient world. They were prized assets, trained to turn a messy slaughter into a beautiful, prolonged art form. They were taught how to fight, how to bleed, and most importantly, how to die with dignity. If a gladiator fought bravely but lost, the crowd might spare him. But if he showed fear, he violated the sacred oath he took upon entering the school, to endure being burned, bound, beaten, and slain by the sword. In the year 73 BC, a Thracian gladiator named Spartacus would lead a rebellion from one of these very schools, nearly bringing the Roman Republic to its knees. Rome realized the monster they had created in their backyards was lethal. To control this danger, the state stepped in. Emperors took over the games. They built stone structures of unprecedented scale, the amphitheaters. They turned a private religious sacrifice into a weapon of mass public distraction. The next time you look at the ruins of Rome, Remember that the sand of the arena was not laid down for sport. It was laid down to soak up the blood of a ritual that outgrew its grave and eventually consumed an empire.